Hi, we are Rysera, a rising startup mainly focused on providing 3D printing services. Over the past year, we have observed two key challenges that hinder our efficiency and growth. The quotation process for 3D printing is manual and labor-intensive, often consuming much of our time and resources, where we couldn't have a profit for it. Consumers also struggle to estimate the cost of their projects, leading to delays and inefficiencies. Most of the time, we also have no idea until we manually slice and price it out. Also, the slicing style differs from person to person as well.
So the other problem we had was, up until now, we have got our orders through Google Form, which requires the client to personally contact us and get the relevant link. And obviously, the Google Form was not enough. It didn't have much UI and the customization for the user as well. For that reason, for a long time, we have limited our customer base to finite amount. We had to upgrade. So the product we have developed has two main functions. One, an instant quotation system. Since this is widely used in global marketplace, in Sri Lanka, we don't see that much. So we are bringing it now. And we have made a nice UI for the client to place his order, which has more customization and interactability more than before.
By automating the quotation system and simplifying order placement, we are not only enhancing our operational efficiency, but also setting a new standard for 3D printing in Sri Lanka. Our solution will allow us to reach new customers, streamline the ordering process, and position Rysera at the forefront of the local 3D printing industry.
Before we start reviewing all the lines of code, let's enjoy some 3D prints. Let's see our user interface. This is the main page, as you can see, and when this is going to be hosted, it will be integrated part of Rysera.com. Let's get an quotation, shall we? As you can see, this is the dashboard, and this is where all the design file or the STL files are going to be uploaded, and this is where you can customize the parameters of the print as you want, mainly the material, color, quality, and the infill percentage. Also, you can see some information about printing materials. I mean, there are different printing materials with different qualities, and when it comes to choosing the right material, suitable material for your print, this will be a massive help. So without further ado, let's upload some design and see what happens. So I'm uploaded and preparing my file to the view. So it's a phone cover, so ideally you need TPO, standard, and white color, and I'm happy with the parameters I have given, and so I'm estimating the price. Nice. So it has given me a quotation value. So I need another design file as well, so I'm uploading this one. So it's a gear, so I need PLA, high quality, black, and kind of increase infill as well. So I'm estimating the price. Nice. So in the card here, you can see all the two prices, and you can increase the quantity if you need more than one design. So, and the other nice thing about is that you can increase and change the parameters, so then you can see how it happens to the price. So I can increase the infill and see the price is going up and decrease going down. So this way you can customize your parameters to see how the price changes and take the best one that fits for your budget. So I'm happy with the two designs and the estimation, so I'll send it in print. So before printing, you need to make a count. So I'm making a count with the Gmail. So the count has been made. So now I can proceed. So you can see this is the order. This is the previous orders I have placed. So these are the new one. And the other thing is you can go to your Gmail and you can see A nicely prepared quotation document has been sent to your Gmail as well. So you can see the total right here.
Now let's dive into the code. Starting with the client, we have prepared the web application using React.js and the backend using Ballerina, so that the Ballerina acts as a REST API. We send REST API calls from the frontend to the backend to communicate with backend. We use several third-party services to function our system. First one is MongoDB for data storage, and also we use some Google services like Google Sheets to view our orders, Google Drive to store the 3D models of files which are sent by the customers, and we use Zoho to make our invoices. And at last, we use an external API called 3D Slicer to slice our 3D models. This chart shows how our application works. When we first send a request to the backend, we have to authorize it first. So we have authorized by including an interceptor like this. So every time an API request comes, this interceptor function is being used, and we check in the header if it's a valid API key or not. So in the front end, we have handled the API services from here. In this services folder, we have defined the services separately. For example, here in the API, we have included the endpoint in the environment variables, and that's how it has been defined. So here in all the functions related to authentication, like handle login, register user, all those are included here. Here, for decoding, we use Google service. We call the auth server to check if the JWT token is correct. Then, there are several functionalities. This register users means sending the details to the front end when a user logged in, or to register a user if he doesn't have an account. So there's this get request and post request. So we check the database if there's already a user account. And if not, we get the details of the user and then register them. Then we take user object from the database and send it to the front end. Here the user details are stored in MongoDB. When a user uploads a file, to upload it to the Google Drive, we have this function here called upload. After uploading in the Google Drive, we get a link, and that link is sent to the estimator, which we use to slice the model. Then if we talk about the estimator, we use a third-party API for that, to slice the model first. So here, we have created this estimator module in Ballerina. Then, we need the volume of the model to include in the price formula. To calculate the model, we have coded a custom function using Ballerina. What happens here is, when it gets the STL, it checks if it's a binary STL or an ASCII STL, and reads them according to their type. After reading the coordinates, it takes out triangles out of it. After that, how the volume calculates is according to the theorem of volume of a sine triangle and tetrahedron. Then, by inserting that volume in our price formula, in this estimate function, we return the price estimation to the front end. When an order is placed by a customer, we should save it in our database. For that, we have made an endpoint in database, including the functions get orders and add orders. So when we send the post request to set orders, we can add new orders to the database. And we can see those orders by setting it to get orders. And when an order is placed by a customer, we have to save it in Google Sheets as well, for us to view all our orders. So here in this Google Sheets module, functionalities have added to add the orders to a Google Sheet. And in the main, we have separately created a function called send to sheet. What it does is adding the user's order to the Google Sheet. Finally, as one of our main objectives was automating the invoicing process, we've created another endpoint here called quote for that. Here, this process happens through the API Zoho. So here we've created a module called quotation generator, and here generation of the quotation happens, and also an email is sent to the user. If we leave the endpoint quote, when a post request is made to the quote, an invoice is generated and an email is sent.
So this is what we have developed to improve the efficiency and reduce the manual labor in our 3D printing process. We have used Ballerina to implement our idea into reality. We hope in the future we can improve the quality and the quantity of our production. And as always, thank you very much. We are Team Rysera.